Hey, it's Monday. A little later than usual. Just got up. I like to get up earlier, but I was working late last night. Cheers, everybody. It's Monday, the 20th of November. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay, so just to get right down to it, the thing that we share the most here is music talk. I received a couple of gifts this weekend. Alessandro up in Canada sent me some records. Very kind of him. You know, the mail system and everything is really weird because I yesterday, Sunday, I had I had something to do, um, and when I go to leave, as I'm heading down my driveway, I see that there's this package on my front stoop. And it's like I can hear pretty well. So it's like this didn't get delivered until like Saturday night. Strange. Anyway, I'll show those in a second. Thank you. But first, I want to mention that Everett, if you see this, thank you so much. My friend Everett, he sent me a digital download of the new Andre 3000 album. He likes it so much, and he said it reminded him of the Muse, which, I love that. And I like it. Andre 3000, who was in Outcast, this new record is very atmospheric. Once again, we can use the word ambient, even a bit of spiritual nature in what he's doing. Very free flowing, really not what you would expect from someone who is known for rap. But I love it, and I also love that I see a parallel, where he is apparently making music that he really feels as opposed to what is dictated by the market. I also think it's pretty cool that he has Laraji on this album. Laraji is a real cool musician, spiritual type of guy who became to people's attention through his work with Brian Eno. I got to work and jam with Laraji back in the 90s. He's been over here at the house in this room. I have tapes of us. I've contacted his management a couple times trying to see if they would let me release the recording. I never hear back from them. But that's cool that Andre 3000 has Laraji on his new album. It's in parts it's quite beautiful. So thank you, Everett. And I love to see the evolution of a human being. You know, it's wonderful. So Alessandro told me he wanted to send me some stuff, and he did. And some of it I already have, but overall the package is very, very much appreciated. And I'll just start. I bought a couple of used records yesterday too. Pardon me. Okay, so first off, these he sent these to me in these two-part plastics. These are probably expensive, and I definitely won't be upgrading to these because of the way I'm out of room and I jam the records in the shelves. But this is Tangerine Dream Stratosphere. I already had this. This is a 1984 Canadian reissue, so that is unique. I may be out of room, but this is the sort of dorky collector thing that I can get into. I like this album and different pressings, and so it's a Canadian pressing, but check it out. So it has that's where the album goes, but it also has this separate flap. Oh, and this one is super deluxe. I'm just, wow. This is like for a double, but it has a flap for the record, so you don't have to put the record inside the sleeve. And this is for those ultra collectors. I have some records where I have put them outside of the sleeve on the shelf. Space is one of the issues. If I did that with all these records, I'd really be out of room. It doubles the amount of room that the record takes. This is cool, but Alessandro, you know, because you sent it to me, this is neat. This is a Japanese pressing of In Search of the Lost Chord, but it's heat damage, so it doesn't play. I mean, at the beginning, and I have a copy already to play. So I put this on because it's like, oh wow, Japanese, but no, it's like, but it's still cool. Thank you, Alessandro. Let me keep going here. He also sent me this best of Moody. This is the Moody Blues, which, again, this is a Canadian pressing, so that makes it cool. I had never endeavored to bother to get this album, you know, because I have everything, but it's good for the collection, and I do appreciate this. This is the Moody Blues, two discs. That's what's cool about this. Really, it's like these Canadian pressings, you know. I love it. Thank you, Alessandro. I had never owned this one. I have a couple of other Richie Havens records. I still have them. But this is, as far as I can tell from Discogs, this is the second album. Something Else Again. I never owned it. This is in pristine shape. It's a Canadian pressing. I played this yesterday. And Mr. Richie Havens is historic figure in music. Very important. Groundbreaking. Civil rights activist. Crossing lines of color. Just a very historic, important figure in music. Did I ever look upon him as a role model, specifically because he's a black man and what he is, what he's done? Yes. So I appreciate getting this. I had this, and I got rid of it. But this is a Canadian pressing on Polydor, so I now again have Best of Cream. Thank you, Alessandro. Thank you. People are so kind, just so nice. Very, very kind. I do really appreciate it. I really do. And the ones that he specifically sent me, besides those, knowing that I don't have these, and is 3 editions of the Jazz is Dead label. Now, I bought one because it was a Tony Allen album, the drummer who was with Fela Ransom Kuti. When I bought that, I was like, Honestly, it's the same with 2 out of the 3 of these. My initial reaction is, So he gave me number 1, Roy Ayers, Gary Bartz. Great names. It sounds like loose jams. The Brian Jackson one, it's like, I got to give this another chance. This was like, I really appreciate receiving these, but of these, the one that musically I liked right away is the Roy Ayers. The other ones, it's like, It's like, I have to just go ahead and say it out loud because I make music. I'll be thinking they could have put something out by me instead of this, but please don't, please don't get. I hope I didn't upset you by being honest about my thoughts about this series. Jazz is Dead. What you know. Um, the other thing is, in general, this is not my real focus. My focus is a little more cosmic, a little more psychedelic. So I'm not looking for these records. I'm really happy to appreciate them. Please don't. I know people can really take things personally when you are honest, but I have to be. So these have to be listened to more. I will today, besides working, um, because my initial impression is like, are these leftover tapes or something? It's a neat concept. The packaging is lovely, it is. It's the way these come. It's a neat. So like this one with Marcos Valle on it, it's like I have to listen again. It's like my first impression is like I must be mistaken, I mean, there's this whole series is really well done. This is like that's not cheap to do, so I have to give this a proper, decent listen to see if I'm getting this right. If my response to it is correct, or if I just need to give it more time. Thank you again, Alessandro, very much for sending these. I love it. I really do appreciate these very much. Thank you. So I now have 4 editions of the Jazz is Dead series. And I will play these today to really absorb what's going on. Used-wise, Homework's got me again. They showed this, and it was one that I didn't have. I just showed you my Herbie Hancock. Didn't have this one. I do now. Quartet. And it's, again, just fantastic. Studio recordings with Marsalis, Tony Williams, and Ron Carter. Top of the line musicians. They never phone it in. This is dynamic. It's fantastic. I listened to one record. It's a double album. I had this already, but my copy is water damaged, so now I have a pristine, less than $10 I paid to get a new copy of Social Studies by Carla Bley, rest in peace. And put this on just to do it, because it's like, just a pristine copy except for that. Spine split. I got that, and I got this one. I knew that this would be maybe on the fence, but that it might actually be better than I'm thinking it's going to be. I only played a little bit. What I thought it was is what it is, but it's actually good. It's not treacly shitty. It's that coffee table sort of light jazz that was really popular in the 80s. But this is Akili. And part of why I got it was the cover. Yep, I like that. But I look at the personnel, and it's a European mix. And Dave King is on bass. Dave King was in Amandul too for a short time, as well as Passport. I know Passport for sure, but I think he was in Amandul too as well. And these other players, Eve Albers, and the drummer, Victor Lewis. He's a hometown hero. Well, to me anyway. I don't know him really well, but we know of each other. The Higginses, the Lewises. He knew my dad. So Victor's on here. So it's good. It's good playing. I'm glad I bought it. Small label I'd never had before. I always find that interesting. So this will be another one to give a deeper listen. And that's what I have to share. Alessandro, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll tell you what, your response to my music is the best, really, of the whole deal here. you have shared with me posts online where you're playing the music and it's coming through your stereo and it sounds really good. I just thank you so much. I'm glad that you received the music. And Everett, thank you so much for the Andre 3000. And again, I'll point to myself shamelessly. The fact that you said that the Andre 3000 reminds you of the Muse. Great compliment. Thank you, sir. So, so I'm in a new phase now. I have Ableton. I have the cheapest version, and so I'm teaching myself how to use it, spurred on by the fact that Hank Red has Ableton on his computer set up at home, and he really is mystified by it. Okay, so I'm gonna slowly teach him how to use it while recording him, while acting as a recording engineer for him. I more personal stuff to share. Yesterday, I finally got together with Nick and Kat Fackler. Nick is a good friend of mine, filmmaker, musician. He's the one that got me involved in film. His first feature film was Lovely Still with Academy Award winning actors Martin Landau and Ellen Burstyn, plus others. I got to work on that. We have good history. You know, I met him when he was a teen, and he's in his 30s now, and he and his wife just had their first child, little girl, Faye Rose. So I finally went over, and yesterday was her 5-month or 6-month birthday, the 19th. She was born on my brother's birthday, which touches me. Oh, what a sweet little baby, and I'm really happy for them. You know, it was a hard labor. It was really hard on Kat, but she's doing well now. Um, Postnatal, whatever you call it, when that depression women can get is a killer. And she talked about it. But for part of the visit, I asked Nick if he wouldn't mind um, answering some questions about using Ableton for me, because he's been using it for years. And took me up to his studio. They had remodeled their house since the last time I'd been over. You know, I don't go places a lot. You know, I really don't. I love people, but I'm not up in your space. I don't need a lot of your time. So I hadn't seen the remodeled attic, because what they did was they turned the studio, the original studio in the house, into the baby's room, obviously. And so moved everything up. Kat is a dancer, choreographer, so they both have studio space in the attic now. It's really nice. But he gave me some, he showed me, you know, that was the best way, because we have a whole album that we've recorded by In Dream, the second album. We recorded it at ARC Studios, and just one thing led to another, and it's unreleased, and he's finishing it on his own now. He played stuff for me, and it was like, wow, I remember this. This is really good. But what he's doing with it, because of his expertise with the tools, it's like, so that's how you do that. Oh, that's a really cool effect. Boy, I've been using Reason and Reaper for years now, and they're very flexible. But Ableton is actually even more so. So that's my plan for today, is to continue working in Ableton. I'm already starting to record and compose with it. The flow is different. I like it, actually. In some ways better. The other thing I like, though, is the new palette of sounds. And it's, you know, they get you by the short and hairs, because it's like I have the basic Ableton now, and you can see in the lists of pull downs stuff that you want to use, and then you go to click it, and it's like, oh, your license doesn't cover this, you know. So it's right there. You can't use it, and so it's like it's, you know, will I eventually upgrade? Probably. I really like it, and the music, it's still me, and you can tell, but all new sounds. It's exciting. So that's what I'm up to. Family, I had a Zoom. Kareem has started his new job. I hope it goes well. Hoping some things open up for my sister and my other nephew. They're both still looking. And I hope the rest of you folks are doing well. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later.